Well, welcome to AEW Dynamite with the woos and whats of AEW Dynamite. I'm here. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy, the Toy Boy Lazarus. Tell him you say hi. Tell him hi.
Hey, hi. Can you hear me? How's this working?
Honestly, I think this is going to be pretty good. I think we're going to be doing a good job. Sound off in the comments when you get in here. Let us know you're here. Let us know that you like this new setup that we have. We're doing bold new things, bold and brave new things, messing with the lighting scenario to make this more visible. There we go. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is the woos and whats of AEW Dynamite. My name is Red Jefferson. As I mentioned, I'm here with Roy. How do you feel, Roy? How do you feel about our technical issues today?
I feel really guilty because everybody's expecting a good show, and I feel like I let them down.
No. Well, we got. Well, this is the DIY show. We do things. We're taking care of business. TCB, and this is the woos and whats of AEW Dynamite. They're in Houston today. In Houston, we have a problem.
Do we have a problem?
No, just us, just me.
Oh,
we have a problem. That's me having fun. That's me having fun with dialogue here. Let's talk about the show tonight. Let's talk about what's been going on. This show has been a wild and wacky show. Rampage just happened. We didn't really discuss it. We haven't discussed Rampage. It was some big stuff happening this past week. Real quick, how'd you feel about Rampage? You liked it?
I loved Rampage. I thought Rampage was great. I was thinking about it after we spoke about it earlier, and I loved it. It was almost like a love letter to the AEW fan base. Mm-hmm. It's like the big moment on that show really was Fuego del Sol getting his contract, and that paid off the storyline that if you've been paying attention for the last, X amount of months, he gets this really nice moment. Christian wins. That's a big moment.
Big wins here. Very positive night. Very positive night. We had a lot of fun watching it. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite tonight. What is your biggest woo of the evening, Royster? What did you really think that really took the show? Look at you. It looks like you're talking into the mic.
I am.
With this mic. It looks like you're talking to the red mic. Oh, let me move this away from your face here. I'm going to move that down here. There we go.
I still am not. I think, can people hear me? I have no idea.
Well, are you looking at us on your YouTube?
I have you pulled up on the the LLW YouTube. I'm going to try to go to mine.
I'm curious. I think it would pick it up. It picked up your audio when we were playing.
That's true. That is very true.
What was your big thing of the night? What did you really think took the show?
I mean, the opening match was the best. The whole thing was amazing. It was wonderful. I loved it. Not just as, definitely as like a giant Sting fan, but also like, it was just such a nice moment. I thought it was really, the execution was great. I just thought that was the best part. I think
Sting looked great.
Yeah.
Sting looked like $1 million. He looked better. He looked in good shape. He came out with a fire. What did you think of, before we even get to the match, what did you think of the opener with Mox and Eddie getting beaten up by 2.0?
I didn't love it. I loved it, but I didn't love it because I don't like that they did this, like, we're going to hear from them. They've got something important to say, just to set up them getting beaten up by 2.0. Mm-hmm. What are they going to say? What are they talking about? I wanted to know. Yeah. But I liked their involvement. I think there's a big thing and a big takeaway, something that I think you and I get so excited, are going to talk about a lot, and something that I think a lot of people talk about a lot is this, like, wins and losses don't matter. WWE defenders love to say, like, wins and losses don't matter. Wins and losses don't matter when you're 2.0 and you give them what you give them, even though
100%. They are such good gets. I think they're one of the best gets that AEW has gotten in a while, where they're going to give so much to the promotion and they're worth the cost. They are worth whatever. They're not getting paid a lot. They're not getting paid a lot, but they're going to be worth whatever you pay them. So the match itself, first thing, Sting's entrance is made for a live crowd, is it not?
Absolutely.
That music, when he first appeared and he was in with the no audience, I kept thinking, like, this is kind of wasted on like the no crowds when it should be in front of it. Was there a snow machine tonight?
I don't think there was.
Interesting, because that's the fun. I was hoping there was a snow. Why aren't they traveling around with a snow machine?
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I wonder if someone said to me that it's soap. So it's like,
Ooh, that's gross.
soap, and then like someone might slip on it.
Imagine like it just goes in your mouth. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But the match, I really loved it. What fire! It starts off hot. I love a Texas tornado tag. I love a Texas tornado tag. Especially in AEW where they don't pay attention to the goddamn rules. Every tag match should be a Texas tornado tag.
I agree. Yeah, I think it was the perfect amount of time. It was the perfect energy. It never slowed down. Normally, I'm not a big fan of like the no-sell table spot, but it worked perfectly in that scenario. I thought it was great.
Yeah. And I loved the finish to Sting with the double Scorpion Deathlock. But the best part is when he got him over and then he just wrenched it back. And it was really popping. He did a great job. Let's sound off in the comments. If you're able and willing to watch this, sound off in the comments. Let us know. Let us know how we're doing. We're trying hard. We're trying damn hard. Oh, geez. Decline. Who's calling me? This might be a job. Hold 1 second. Well, hold on. No, I can't pick it up. 323. It looks like a job. Damn it.
You yourself.
What? Should I pick it up?
Yeah, why not? I mean, this is ridiculous as it is.
We're trying. Well, I did pick it up. It's too late. They're going to voicemail, and that's fine because that's actually the best way to go about this. Let it go to voicemail. But let's move on to the next match and the next woo. Oh, next woo. That was also my biggest woo of the night. Sting looked like $1 million. I think he did a great job. I would say my next biggest woo of the night. Boy, it's kind of slim pickings for me, honestly. I would say my next woo of the night was the Mox promo.
Really?
Did you see the Mox promo?
I did see the Mox promo. You don't think there's anything good about the Sammy Shawn Spears?
I liked it. I like this. Actually, you know what? That's true. I like the Sammy Shawn Spears match. I guess my biggest issue with it is I hate Sammy Guevara. I just don't like him as a person, I don't think. But I do like him a lot more with Pam. Let's talk about that. One other thing is I think that makes the package for me. If Sammy with Pam, I like that. I did not like Spears making fun of Pam in the beginning, though.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Did not like that. I thought that was uncalled for. And it's just like, I just think that was a little disgusting. Not a fan of that. But it was a good match. It was a very good match.
There's like this once a week, I think AEW heels, someone in AEW who is a heel, not their women's group heels, does some type of weird out-of-touch cheap heat thing that worked in the 90s that doesn't work anymore. And that was it for that night, was Shawn Spears making that weird comment.
Yeah, 100%. It was really gross. And I've noticed a little bit more of that. Also, MJF did this weird thing in the match. I don't know if you saw it tonight. Yeah. He raised his hand to Aubrey in a very, like, a very chauvinistic, scary way. A scary thing. I think that has to be stomped out real quick. I think that kind of behavior has to be stomped out real quick. Thank you so much. Whoever you are that's watching, bless your goddamn souls. And whoever you are just jumping in and then jumping out, you keep doing it, stick around for a while. For goodness sakes. But I liked, what did you think of the Mox promo?
I thought the Mox promo was very good. I guess it was just to set up a match with Daniel Garcia.
Is that what it was supposed to do?
Well, he's fighting Daniel Garcia on Friday.
Yeah.
So maybe it is to set that up.
It didn't seem like it.
I also want to point out Moxley's little jacket that he was wearing, his little vest. That's way too small for him.
It's very cute. It's very cute because you could also, not only is it too small for him, you notice how the arm flaps like were dangling out. It's because he cut it lower because his arms didn't fit in the arm holes. And that's a sign that you shouldn't wear that jacket. That's a Vince McMahon jacket.
Yeah, I also want to point out, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but Swizz says the finish to the Sammy match was a little weird. Made Spears look insane Strong kicking out of the 630 and the guardrail spot.
Oh my God, Swizz! I can't even see these comments. You're gonna have to be the comments kid tonight. Thank you so much, Swizz. Yes, I thought that was ridiculous. Actually, that is something that I wrote down for that Spears Guevara match. Is that great sense of urgency? But why nuke his finisher? That was a cool ass finisher that should be protected. He just went through a guardrail. He was suplexed through a guardrail. I've never been this popular in my life. All these notifications are popping up right over your face, and I've never gotten this many notifications before.
We all see it.
No, it's someone in the Discord. I don't even use Discord. I don't even in the Discord notifications. But yeah, so I thought that was a little disgraceful and a weird thing to have to happen in the match. What did you feel about that guardrail spot followed by the 720?
A couple of things. I thought when he hit the 630 splash, not only did he hit it, he crushed him.
Yeah.
Like, really
cool visual. Cool fucking visual.
And my only issue with, and I wrote this down in my notes, and this is like kind of a what for me. They went away on commercial. It was picture in picture. And picture in picture goes away, and we miss the part where the guardrail gets involved, and we come back from commercial, and suddenly there's just a guardrail set up. Don't love that. And I want to know how and why that weapon got involved.
I kind of hate that. Something I like about WWE is they let their performers know we're in commercial. And I feel like a lot of shit happens during commercial at AEW. And they're like, oh, well, you could watch it during the commercial break. But the thing is, no, I am not watching during the commercial break. I'm playing my solitaire game online during commercial break. So I feel like they can't be doing that to us.
I would like to ask all four people who are watching, if any of them are in the UK, if you're watching on Fight TV, because with Fight TV, there's no commercials.
Wait, is Swizz in the chat?
Swizz is in the chat.
Swizz is from the UK. Ask Swizz.
Any commercials?
Yeah, let us know, Swizz. Let us know if you saw any commercials. That's very interesting. I'm curious to see if they get full, uncut wrestling. Very interesting. Let's move on to another woo for me. If I could call. Oh, what's that?
We say S just asked. S wrote in the comments. I was wondering if Mox is now Red's favorite since he has that angry dad energy post baby.
Okay.
You feeling him, Pops?
All right, S. Okay, I am a wrestling dad. He is angry dad. Mox is an active participant in the things that get me angry. The reason that you call me wrestling dad, Mox is the reason for it. No, I do like Mox. He does look like an angry dad, which I am actually pretty stoked about because I like that look. I like the balding, scruffy, little chubby, but like will kill you look, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I do like that he shaved his head right after he had a baby.
Yeah. Stress was too much. Couldn't keep the hairline anymore. Couldn't do it. Dean Ambrose was clinging for dear life to it. Now John Moxley is letting loose. Let's talk about some other things. Do you have any other big woos? Any other big woos in the night?
I have two big woos. One, I know you're going to have an issue with.
Sure.
So I'm going to say. But the other woo that I think, well, actually I have three woos. Two that I think you'll agree with. The first woo that's a slam dunk, I think, for both of us is Aubrey Edwards does excellent work.
Aubrey Edwards does excellent work.
Her work with Tully, kicking Tully out of that match was very good. And her work in the Jericho match was also very good. She is very athletic. She's very present.
Great facial expressions.
Oh, fantastic.
She's doing a great job. She's really doing a great job. It's those little moments. Yeah, her and Tully did a great job. She's really a plus in a lot of the show, even though she's glaringly doesn't look at the rules sometimes. And sometimes JR calls her out on her shit. And I'm just like, JR, you're supposed to be aiding the team, not detracting. During the Jericho MJF match, MJF started biting his finger during his finishing move. And JR's like, that's a break. You got to break that. And she didn't do it. And so it made me feel like JR was like kind of like throwing stuff at. And what's going on? What do you look at? Is there stuff happening in the chat?
No, I'm just like moving myself around to like have it make more sense so I can kind of look, because I'm on camera technically, but I guess that doesn't, that I should be facing here. I'm very confused by all of it.
No, you're doing a great job. Sound off in the comments. Give Roy a honk for all the hard work he's doing. He's trying his best.
You're doing all the hard work.
No, we're doing the hard work. That's a fact. Let's see what else we got here.
Another woo that I'd like to touch on. real quick is now with Rampage, that's 2 major shows in a week. And something that I heard some fans talk about, some like journalists talked about, is the sets should be different.
Yes.
So I wonder if this week on Dynamite, it's a different set. There's a ramp rather than these like tunnel domey kind of things. It's more of like the steel structures. It was like a different feeling. Like the screen was a little bigger. So I wonder if this is going to be the Dynamite set moving forward, and the old set's going to be the Rampage set.
It was different? I didn't even notice that it was different.
It was a little different. Yeah.
Well, if they're trying to make the shows feel different, they didn't do a good job tonight. I feel like it was a kind of, but who knows? Maybe you're right. Hopefully they Rampage. That's the thing. Like if you're going to have like a new announcer, like a fresh announcer, I don't know who they have, but they have new ring announcers. They have new commentators. They have a new commentary team. I mean, they definitely should have a different entrance ramp or something just to make it look just a little different, to make you feel like you're at a different show. I guess we're gonna have to see about that. Any other woos for you tonight? The only other one I have is kind of on the fence for me, is the Thunder Rosa versus Penelope Ford. But the issue with that, and it's gonna be a part of my what's, is the majority, the heart of the match. The majority of the match was during the commercial break.
Yeah, that happens way too often with women's matches.
All the time with women's matches. It feels like it's almost exclusively where we get their entrances immediately to commercial break, and then we get the last 3 to 4 minutes of action. Yeah,
I think Penelope, something that I do like is that Penelope Ford, as someone, and you know, I assume everyone who's watching this, all of us, have really kind of been watching AEW since it really started in and around the beginning. Penelope Ford's consistently gotten better, and I don't think we talk about that either. I think she's definitely continued to improve. But there's a part of me that gets angry when watching the women's matches, and it's to no fault of the women participating in the match, but why can't we take more time to have these women's matches mean more?
Yeah.
Why can't we tell stories to women? I don't understand it. When you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, and to me, Britt Baker is Stone Cold Steve Austin in so many ways. Why are we saving her? Why I understand she's a broken wrist every week, I get, but like, why isn't she having matches in the ring? Doing promos in the ring. Why aren't there more angles? Why aren't we setting up a match for her at All Out weeks? And like, there just needs to be a little bit more, and it's really getting frustrating at times.
Yeah, and even with someone like besides Britt Baker, her opponents, how are you supposed to make bigger deals out of her opponents if they're never having these matches or in the ring? There's no showtime for them. Jade Cargill is semi-featured on each show, but in these like sporadic little bursts. Chris Statlander wasn't even on the show. Maybe in the background when Orange Cassidy was talking. Yeah. You know, like there's. I didn't see Red Velvet. I don't know where Big Swole's been, but like a Rio or Sheeta, like these supposedly stars that you want to feel like made of it. But what do? You make time for my biggest what of the night. You make time for all these. It's a collective what? 3 unnecessary segments. 3 unnecessary should have been on dark segments, and I'll count them off. Big Show Tony. FTW with Ricky Starks, which was literally 2 minutes of nothing, absolutely nothing done. And Death Triangle and Chavo again, doing the same thing they did last week, essentially.
Yep. I agree with all of that. Especially the Big Show angle. Well, especially the Ricky Starks angle. And the Big Show angle could have been very quick. It should have just been Big Show saying, after last week, I'm cleared. I'm excited to come back to the ring. I'm going to fight Who's Its Face at All Out. See ya, and that's it. We didn't need this whole drawn-out thing. QT Marshall, like, I liked QT Marshall for a period of time. I liked his Tony Soprano thing that he was doing, but now I hate him again. Yeah. I'm over it. Want him off my television screen.
Boy, he is so annoying to have on the screen. He's really got this Jeff Jarrett energy. Jeff Jarrett 1998 energy. I don't know if anyone else is listening to My World podcast, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty endearing. We like our Jeff Jarrett here at LLW. But yeah, Big Show. I'm sorry, Big Show's never been a talker. Big Show shouldn't be someone that has the mic. I don't like him being buddy with Tony. It's not believable and it's uncomfortable for me. I feel like Big Show, if you want to make Big Show a big deal, Just have him show up and do things. Why, before he is even having a match, before Paul White, excuse me, before Paul White's even having a match, you're already saying he's an old man with a broken hip. I feel like that's something that's down the line. Have him beat someone up to show that he could still go first before you start having that. I don't care about this match at all. I'm curious to see Big Show go, but this was unnecessary. I have the same interest if they just announced the match.
Yeah, I agree. And Smoy's in the comments also agrees. Smoy says, I wanted to see Big Show versus Jericho last week instead of Wardlow, but after this week, I can't think of anything worse than seeing QT versus Big Show All Out. I hope it's pre-show at most.
Was that Smoy's?
That was Smoy's. And now, on the counterpart of that, S,
okay.
Ricky Starks and Death Triangle, sure. I disagreed on QT/BS thing. That segment was good. QT's reaction to the match All Out was gold. It was worth it.
Okay, S. What the thing is, I appreciate the moxie in the comments. So you're both coming to the pizza party. By the way, Royster, I don't know if you realize, but now we have the doghouse for the people who piss me off, and then the pizza party who's going to come for pizza afterwards, and we're all going to have some pizza. So you're both coming to the pizza party. Big Show. One other thing is, I don't think it was I just don't think it was necessary. Big Show didn't do a terrible job. QT didn't do a terrible job. It's just that I hate QT, and I would have rather this segment be Chris Statlander in a match. Or I would have rather see Rio do something, or any of the other women that they have doing something. It seems like a waste. Let's talk about fucking FTW and Ricky Starks. What was that, Royster?
I don't know. Also, Chica Marks just said their talk felt like an eternity too.
It did feel long. It was too long. Big Show has never been a talker. Why is he talking that long? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But to the FTW thing, FTW and Ricky Starks, first Taz comes out with Hook. And then they, for some reason, Hook is there. And even though he's not doing anything, he's just showing up. Then they invite Ricky Starks out. Ricky talks for maybe less than a minute. About a minute maybe, and they show the back where Will Hobbs, who's in the most delightful overalls. Yeah. His overalls are getting better and better each week. Is that right, Royster?
Absolutely.
He looks really good.
I was hoping, so Ricky Starks comes out and he says, this is the FTW title, it's for the world.
Yeah.
And I got really excited because I was thinking, for the world, he's going to start defending it on a regular basis. But then it was just another thing with Brian Cage. And Brian Cage is another one of the guys where I just don't really need him on my television.
No one needs Brian Cage on their television. Brian Cage had his opportunity and he who betted us to death. And now I can't take it. And Ricky, I'm actually confused, Roy. I thought you'd be pissed off that he's just like, it's for the world. I thought you'd be a purist that's like, no, it's fuck the world.
I mean, hey, we all gotta grow. We all gotta evolve.
Well,
so we might as well evolve.
And so then Brian Cage beats up Hobbs, and then they all run out to go fix the situation because things have gone awry with their little plan. What was their plan?
Yeah, I just want them to have a match already, and I want Ricky to move on to a more entertaining opponent because Ricky Starks deserves better.
And now let's move on to the third useless segment, Death Triangle, where I like Pac. I like Pac a lot, and I like Pac when they talk, but Pac has been saying the same freaking thing 4 weeks in a row, for Andrade to do the same thing 3 weeks in a row, and Chavo to be doing the same thing he's done his entire life, which is he can't talk. And they're having him talk.
Yep.
Frustrating?
Exactly. Yeah, it's frustrating, all right. I think they said a few more things that I enjoyed. I texted you, Pac saying Andrade El Idolo is, I could hear him, with that accent, I could hear him say that 1,000 times.
It's very good. Just like him saying bastard is really fun. He says it in a very cute way. Give us a honk honk if you like the way he says bastard. It's very good. Very good.
I also like that Andrade called Pac his little friend. And I think Chavo is starting to kind of get the rhythm a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But these are all segments. If the point of the segment is to kind of get everybody more comfortable talking to one another, do it on Dark. Just do it on Dark. Mm-hmm. Do more on Dark. It doesn't be 11 matches. Do different segments like that too. I think that would be really beneficial for everybody. Yeah. It's starting to get frustrating. I'm looking forward to the matches. I think they're going to be great.
Let's get to the damn matches. Let's get to these damn matches. That's what we freaking need. Just get to it by now. It's driving me nuts. What's your biggest woo? The biggest what of the evening?
Can I talk about one more woo? Actually, I have two more.
Oh, you got two more woos? What are we doing moving on to what's then? Jesus Christ.
Well, it's a flow of the show. It's a small woo because it was brief, but talking about people who are doing the best work of their careers. It's something that we talk about fairly often. People are saying that Christian's doing the best work that he's done in a very, very long time. Sting is doing really good work. I think without a doubt, Miro, even if it's just these brief segments that he has on the show, Miro just does such good. I love Miro. I love everything Miro's doing. And I guess it's going to be Miro versus Eddie Kingston, which, like, there's no build for that. Like, it's just kind of come out of nowhere.
I don't need it.
Because Miro just does whatever Miro wants, and it's great.
And Eddie Kingston knows how to get his ass kicked.
Absolutely.
Eddie Kingston knows how to get his ass kicked. He'll talk up the match right before, and he'll do a good job of it, and then he'll get his ass kicked. I'm actually pretty excited for that. I like that matchup of styles. Even though Eddie Kingston is a little worse for wear, sometimes he moves around like Matt Hardy, and it gets me a little nervous. But I'm excited for that. What's your other woo? You have another woo in there?
Controversial woo, and I want everybody to sound off in the comments on this woo. It's not really controversial, but I think for us it might be. The Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world. We're delayed, so I hadn't gotten to see your face yet. I just heard a sound. I typically, this is a controversial statement for some, but I don't really love Luchasaurus. I don't think Luchasaurus just kind of stands there and waits for people to run into him. It's slow and everything very, very choreographed, and I don't love it. The Young Bucks made him look amazing tonight. The Young Bucks made both of them look amazing tonight. And everyone thinks the Young Bucks did the same thing with Private Party. They do the same thing with all these different tag teams where everyone's like, these tag teams are great. And then they wrestle other people who aren't the Young Bucks, and they're just not as sharp. And it's because the Young Bucks add so much to these performances. They're always in the right places. They do all the right things. Their opponents look great. They're the best. They
did a very good job tonight, and I will agree with you that they made Luchasaurus look really good because Luchasaurus can, pardon my turn of phrase, but put his foot in his mouth wrestling. He just kind of he does that a lot. He's waiting for spots. You see him waiting for people to get there. That's been a big criticism I've had for Jurassic Express, except Jungle Boy is pretty perfect. Jungle Boy is already there. Nobody's making him look good. He's doing all his own. But Luchasaurus does have a habit of waiting for his turn and looking like he's waiting for his turn to do his thing. Sound off in the comments if you think that as well.
Chica Marks says he's clunky.
Clunky.
Exactly. Definitely.
Very good, Chica Marks. Thank you so much. Hey, give everyone in the chat, give Chica Marks a honk honk. She's doing a great job. She asked when we're going on tonight, and I was like 5 minutes after the show, and boy, did she stick it out. She stuck it out through thick and thin. Thank you so much, Chica Marks. You're really a highlight of this program. Any other woos from you?
Smiz says, I like the Bucks match, but Luchasaurus finish, the tail whip, is the same as Malachi Black's finish. Feels like a problem with AEW is everyone is doing the same moves. Feels like I saw 100 DVDs tonight.
Oh, you think that's bad? How about Christian Cage, Brian Cage, FTW, FTR, all these things that sound exactly the same? Isaiah Cassidy, Orange Cassidy, too many Cassidys coming around. They have way too many. There's just, they don't want to say no. Tony Khan can't say no. Tony Khan can't say no. Not to a wrestler. Not to a wrestler. Very interesting. Good point. Good. Who was that? That was S?
That was Smiz.
Smiz. Excellent job, Smiz. You're coming to the pizza party and you're getting a pepperoni slice. Right? That's pretty big. That's extra too. That's 50 cents extra a slice. What's your big what of the evening, Royster?
Also, it says, S said, Chica Marks is the best. Coolest handle and best comment. Just want to throw that out there, S.
Hey, great job. And that's true. Chica Marks does have a great handle. We can all agree on that. What's your big what?
My big what? Well, we already talked about the. I wrote it down and then I lost it. The big what was the Big Show segment. That was my big what.
That's your big one of the evening.
Other whats were I wrote old guy because I can't remember his name.
Let's actually talk about that old guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I wrote him down as a what, and then I changed it.
Why?
So I wrote at the beginning, who the hell is Dan Lambert? Who the fuck is this old man that's so, because he started in and got real like fucking MAGA about it. Like he was just like, you little shits, yeah, you gonna do. And he was just being a little, and I was so angry at him. But then I realized like he's doing a good job of getting me angry at him. Doing a really good job. Like I was, and he wasn't like one of those people that come into wrestling and he knows what he's doing. Like to speak on a mic, he knows the kind of cadence he should have and the flow of that conversation of being on the mic, and he did a good job. And then when Archer came out, it was I was actually pretty curious to see Andre Arlovsky and Junior Dos Santos fight, but I'm glad they didn't because Andre Arlovsky had fucking flip-flops on. I was so angry about that, but he became a woo for me. You don't think so?
I do. You're right. He did cut a really good promo eventually. It really kind of kicked into high gear. My what though, I will say, and I forgot about this, and this is my WCW reference for the show, but when even JR even called it out, when Lance Archer comes out and then the Men of the Year come out and start beating him up, and then like he just goes down and the Men of the Year are like, well, I guess we're done here. There's no referees to break it up. They just like kind of stopped and the music played. If anybody has Peacock, I recommend, actually it might even be on YouTube, I recommend going to October of 1998 WCW Nitro. There's a Bret Hart and Sting backstage brawl that happens for like 10 minutes. It's just the two of them. They fight for 10 minutes. And it was supposed to be 3 minutes, but security just never showed up. So they just kept fighting. And then Sting just walks away at one point. Sting just walks away. It's awesome. I highly recommend checking it out. And then after Sting starts walking away, then security shows up afterwards, and Sting's already gone. So security's like, dude.
They just restrained the pro. Who is it, Lex Luger?
It's Sting and Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. They just restrained a prone Bret Hart. That's very funny. Very funny. Check it out. Check it out on Nitro, WCW Nitro, on the Peacock app. Peacock crap, more like it. Well, but then so I guess there's nothing really else to talk about. There's no other real woos. One other wrestling reference I know you mentioned in our texting, Wrestling with Shadows. We were a three-way chat with the Loser Leagues Wrestling club, or the crew, the staff of LLW, and we were talking about it. And Wrestling with Shadows was mentioned. JR mentioned, I know Wrestling with Shadows, but and he was trying to say Wrestling in Shadows because there was no lights over there. But he's just like, but more like Fighting with Shadows. He got confused. Any other comments on today's show, Royster?
I've got Chica Mark says it definitely ended weird. That segment ended weird. I agree. Absolutely. I think we can all agree it ended weird. And then S says the promo that Dan Lambert cut, the promo was meta. He's taking the Jim Cornette critique of AEW and turning it into a work angle. What Lambert said about AEW fans is what WWE marks say about AEW fans on Twitter. Meta AF.
Right. Very good point. That was S?
That was S. Yeah.
Good job, S. Someone's getting a pepperoni with red onions on their slice of pizza. Very good job, S. And Chica Marks, you're going to get one too. You're going to get 2 slices, but 2 slices of extra cheese.
Chica Marks now says everyone getting hostile with Aubrey tonight. Not sure what to think about it.
Yeah, I don't like. We talked about that. Tully did the whip of the jacket thing, but like I don't think that was necessary. I think he just wanted more attention. And I think that was less about Aubrey and more about Tully feeling like no one's looking at him. But MJF with that backhand thing, that's got to be nipped in the bud. You cannot have that. Honestly, honestly, threatening to hit a ref, even besides the fact that it's Aubrey, threatening to hit a ref should be disqualification or threatened disqualification or something. And TK should be talking to him about that, because that type of shit doesn't fly. That kind of, he wouldn't do that to anyone else besides Aubrey. You know, he was doing it to get heat. And that was, and even the crowd was just like, whoa, like that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Yeah. Good point, Chica Marks. Now that those two extra cheeses have turned into extra cheeses with some pineapple and ham. Very good. Spam pizza. One thing we should discuss, which was just in the middle of the road for me, was the final labeler of Jericho.
Yeah. Yep.
That was in the middle of the road. What are your thoughts on the match?
I thought the match was okay. I thought the match was okay. I think the finish was correct. I do think Jericho should have lost. I do have a what about.
Give it to us.
I really hated the crowd singing Judas to Jericho as he was coming to the ring.
Yeah.
And I hated it not because they did it, but because they shoved it down our throats so hard.
Yeah, they were trying to be cute.
Yeah, like just let it happen now. Just let it happen. But instead, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do it. Hey, make sure you do it."
Yeah, Jericho had a promo before, literally saying, "And everyone's gonna be singing to my song, right? Right? You're all gonna do that, right?" Like he was almost like very insecurely begging them to do that. And then they did it, and he got real happy about it. I thought the match was okay. It's just like it was just kind of like it didn't feel like a blow off.
Yeah.
To this epic 5 labors of Jericho thing, but I'm glad it ended the way it did. He should have tapped, and I hope they both move on. Right?
I agree 100%. It's really time for MJF to move on. It's time for everybody to move on from that thing. Needs to be over, with the exception of FTR and Santana and Ortiz. They need to have one more match.
Yeah,
I think.
Juan, what happened? So, what are we excited for Rampage or what?
I'm pumped up. I actually, before we even get to Rampage, Smiz says, and this is a really good point. Smiz says, "I'm looking forward to seeing Jamie Hayter next week, another British person on the show."
Who?
Jamie Hayter.
Oh, Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
I thought she did a good job. That Britt Baker promo, while it's not a woo for me, it was very middle of the road. But Jamie Hayter, I'm very curious to see how she goes. Smiz, are you familiar? Are you familiar with Jamie Hayter as a wrestler? Or you just know her because she's from the UK and you all stick together? You know what I'm talking about. But one thing you like that move? You like that nose move? Like that nose move? It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I felt like it was weird. It was a little bit of a letdown for her to be the surprise last Rampage. A little bit of a letdown because I have no idea who she is. But I do think that this was a good promo to introduce her or reintroduce her, whatever.
I agree. I think the whole thing was really weird, though. I don't Jamie Hayter necessarily. It's just like this person is so obviously doing heel things. And is she, like, Britt Baker was doing some heel things that the audience stopped cheering for her in her hometown. Like, it's just, they were booing her, but they like, oh, Britt, maybe a little too far. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too much. I don't know.
I have no idea what they're doing with Britt, but I'm happy with what she's doing, but I have no idea who she could face. I don't know. I'm very confused as to her character choice right now. But with Rampage coming up, we got probably CM Punk going to be there.
Oh, boy, if CM Punk's not there, I think there might be a riot at the United Center. So I sure hope he is there.
I hope he is there. That's very exciting. And I hope MJF interrupts him and shits all over his parade. And I think Punk versus MJF is an interesting way of starting it off.
I think it's going to be that would be amazing. But I think based on what my feeling is that it's going to be Punk versus Darby.
I don't think it's going to be Darby. I don't think they want to do that to Darby. That's bad booking. Honestly, that's bad booking to have a face versus face and then have CM Punk get cheered while Darby will not get that cheered.
They're both going to get cheered. I promise you.
They're both going to get cheered, but it's going to be, the cheers are going to be much louder for Punk and it will make Darby look less significant.
You know, I guess we'll find out. But my only reason is because they did that promo with Darby saying, you know, you come to AEW to prove you're the best, even if you think you're the best in the world or whatever it is. So I think Darby's a good first opponent for him. I think Darby's gonna make him look great. Punk's not gonna even have to worry about making Darby look great. And I think I heard it. I didn't know what. And I think it's your lamp. And I just think that Darby can do no wrong. Mm-hmm. The crowd will never discount Darby. He'll never lose credibility in the fan eyes. He is going to get credibility. Mm-hmm. And that shows you what AEW has done with someone like Darby, because he's going to give credibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we've covered all that we could cover for today's AEW Dynamite. The loser lots of AEW Dynamite with the Loser Leaves Wrestling crew. Make sure to follow us on all the things. Thank you so much for bearing through this tonight. Royster, here's Royster and I. We're so excited. See Roy dancing. You see that?
Also, before we go, just to read off a few of the last comments.
Oh, give us some comments.
Chica Marks said people were reading lyrics off their phones. Very funny. Very true.
That's pretty funny.
Smoiz says, I haven't paid too much attention to Jamie Hayter, but she's won a lot of title UK indie.
Okay.
Britt Baker, S says, Britt Baker as a tweener means that she can face everyone. Very good point. And I think S is right about that too.
I think, but the issue is that's like saying, oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin is a tweener. He could face anyone. But when you put him against the wrong person that's supposed to be a face or someone you want to be a big face, and then they get booed out of the building, it kind of ruins their momentum. Red Velvet is in a worse place than she was before the feud. I can't, like that match, like she was an afterthought in that match. And now she just feels like she's less than she was before. And that's a problem.
Yep. Okay. I don't disagree with that. I do think, well, we can talk about that later. I don't want to keep everybody here forever talking about booking, but I do agree with you. I do agree with that.
But I do appreciate the comments, S.
And then S has two more comments, and this is a good one to close out on. First, he says, Darby is over enough. Won't hurt him. Roy's on point here. Thank you, S.
All right. Okay, watch it. The doghouse is barking.
S did say Rampage review ? Just this one time, maybe.
Okay, so I'm up for a Rampage review. We're gonna do a test one of these. I think we should do a test one of these maybe before and see how it works. How about that?
I'm gonna get new software. I don't know. We're gonna make this work.
I'll split it with you, Roy. We're gonna spare no expense. To bring you these reviews because why do I? Only the best quality. Do you see what we did today? Do you see the levels of what we did today? Oh, actually, that doesn't look too bad. That almost looks like it's. Oh, I should have had you here. No, that never will read my shit. I can't have that. I don't know what's going on. I have to turn off notifications for this. But thank you all so much for watching LLW, Loser Leaves Wrestling. Make sure to follow us on all the things. Check out the podcast. Honestly, the podcast might not be able to come out for this episode because the audio is going to be rough. My audio is going to be real rough tonight. I just realized that right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to check us out. Check us out on TikTok. I'm starting to do some stuff there, kind of. Bless all of you. Anything you have to say, Royster?
Yeah. Also, I was going to ask you about the Twitter. Check us out on Twitter too. Why not?
Check us out on Twitter too. What?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, check us out on Twitter too. Make sure to check us out on Twitter. We had a bunch of likes when there was a comment on there when I was live tweeting SmackDown. Did you check me on my live tweeting SmackDown? I got a like from Nathan Ehrman.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Bless all of you. Have a great one. Bye. Bye. Wave to the people, Royster. Wave to them. And